Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Lesia, the Preacha. Okay. Let me turn it more this way, my camera. Okay, so I'm going to make this rather short and sweet, guys. But I just want to explain what Coach Sharoone Moore, I think that's the right name. All this is new to me, okay? I didn't know anything about this man for real until this story came out. But I'm not saying that his criminal activity is normal. I'm not saying that. If he have any criminal activity going on, I'm not saying that part's normal. Okay. Although, you know, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. And I'm sorry I look worse than normal, guys. I just kind of woke up and wanted to kind of, just share this. It was on my heart. Um, but as far as successful Black men being married to white women and perhaps cheating on their white wife with other white women, you know what I'm saying? Now, I think that is being greedy. That's being like really greedy. But he's really stretching the boundaries. He's pressing the boundaries, you know. That's just how close the Black man, his presence is in the white man's energy, in the white man's space, where he can have a white wife now and be cheating on his white wife with other white women in a bold and obvious way, So that's how far Black men have come in the world of having white wives at that level of success, you know, if that's something to accomplish or strive for when y'all make. But at the end of the day, though, please click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. But at the end of the day, though, he is normal in Michigan. He's normal here. And biblically speaking, the only thing that he needed was to be able to be legally married to both women. The man needed legal access to both women. Our United States marriage laws, as of today, would rather have two men marry each other than to allow a brother to be legally married to multiple women. What the hell? What the hell? Now, I really don't care about any of that for real. But I've been married twice in Michigan. I'm born and raised here in Michigan. And both of my Black husbands would be considered successful Black men. Both of my Black husbands, ex-husbands, were divorced. Love them some white women. They love white women. Both of them. How could they not? They were born and raised in Michigan. Black men in Michigan that are born and raised here, it's a part of their manhood to have equal access and love and, you know, to white women on the level that white men do. It's not fully executed here. It's not fully executed, but it is our culture. Here in Michigan, it is our culture for Black men to feel and have access to women, white women, on the level that white men do. For example, being married to white women and being able to cheat on them and, you know, and it not be a big deal. And it not be a big deal. So here we have this coach who's acting like a white man, as far as being married to a white woman and cheating on her with other white women. That's a white man play. And white men have been getting away with it forever without losing everything, without being arrested. You know what I mean? White men cheat on their white wives with other white women every day of the week, and it's not a crime. Again, I'm not talking about anything this man did wrong as far as all the stuff we've been hearing. You know what I mean? Any quote unquote criminal activity. I'm not talking about that. But on a larger scale, a lot is going on. A lot of conversation is being had about these women being white, you know. And y'all know that my channel addresses the fact that my last husband secretly ran off and married a white woman. You know what I'm saying? So, but in Detroit, in Lansing, in Pontiac, and Flint, in Muskegon, in Benton Arbor, and all these places in Michigan where the majority of us Black people live, we women, Black women, we know we share our Black men with white women. We know this. We can be married to our husbands for 10, 15, 20 years. At some point, he's going to pop up with a biracial child on your journey. We just know this. We can't stop it. We don't want it, but we can't stop these men from what they call their preference. They collectively here in Michigan as Black men feel and believe that they're entitled to their preference in white women. And we Black women just have to accept that. We just have to. I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, I can't stop men from being men. And stop them. I'm not trying to, don't to. I'm not gonna waste my time, my energy, you know. So biblically speaking, though, successful men in the Bible, men that are not that successful either, quite frankly, they had multiple wives. They wanted to. I think that more men need the option to have wives legally. Because at this point, it's almost a guarantee that these Black men will be successful. They will bring in a lot of money. And then you just wait. You just wait because they're going to mess with a white woman. They are. You know they are. It becomes an easy game to win. When are we, as Black people, going to do something about it? How can we safeguard ourselves from this okey doke? I would be devastated. I would. I would be devastated if either of my ex husbands were given the shakedown because of some damn white one. What? What about all my work that I put into our relationship, into our children, into our family? It ain't fair to let some white woman come and shit all over the work I did. I already knew these white women were going to be out there in the background while I was building and working with these white Black men. I would be a fool to not be prepared, be ready. Please click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So I was married to two Black men that were born and raised in Michigan, and both men, successful type of Black men. We're not the richest or anything, no, but still successful. You don't have to be a millionaire, billionaire to be considered successful, people. I was married to two successful Black men that, and both of those men love them some white women. Hold on. One of them has been with hundreds and thousands of white women, and the other one secretly ran off and married one. So I, as a Black woman who is from Michigan, I know and understand the love and deep preference that Black men have for these white women. And that's just the way life is. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm not even trying. It's not even the point. But I also raised two Black boys, adopted, and they turned out the exact same way. Love white women. Love them. Love them. I don't even think my sons consider Black women at all. And I raised them. I raised them. Now I have seven grandsons, guys. And my oldest Black grandson is 16. So now I want to protect them. I want my grandsons to be successful Black men. And I want them to be able to be married to whoever they want to be married to. I want my seven Black grandsons, and they're pure Black now, okay? Because I'm fairly pure Black enough, you know. I mean, I got some West African, I got some Native, Afro Native, and I got white. How could I not have white too? Slavery and stuff. So I'm all mixed up as I should be, but I'm more Black than anything. My mom married Black, I married Black, my daughter married Black. So we got the Black double down for several generations. So my seven Black grandsons got some good damn value here in Michigan. And I'm raising them to be successful Black men, no matter what they do, whether they're garbage collectors, business owner, entrepreneur like their grandfather, or an engineer like their step grandfather. However, they're kicked out, they're going to be successful Black men. And I know them white women going to be after them. I know. And I got my recruitment system all ready for y'all. After two generations between my husbands and my own sons, I'm ready for the white women in Michigan. But I have a PhD ready for y'all in Michigan. So whether my grandsons marry y'all, cheating with y'all, whatever it is gonna be, we gonna be ready. So I want to work on having multiple marriages. I want my grandsons to have multiple wives. If they want to be married to a black woman and keep her. I don't want my grandsons to feel like they have to divorce the black one just to marry the white one. No, 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 no. Babies, keep your black wife. Take care of her. And go on and pick up your second one and make her legal. And she could be white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever the hell. But make that shit legal. I got 7 grandsons. And I don't want them to lose not one damn penny over no sex. I might have got burnt a little bit. Just a little, not much. I was prepared, y'all. I knew before I got married that I was up against white women. I knew. Sisters were no real threat to me. Now let me tell you, let me prove how sisters are no real threat to each other. I'm not saying that, you know, that it don't hurt and it don't cost anything when we do it among ourselves. Cheat with each other's husbands and steal each other's husbands and break up families and be homewreckers and shit. I'm not saying it don't hurt, and I'm not saying it don't cost anything. But what I'm saying is, you got to be ready for when the white woman wreck your home. You got to be ready. And I was ready. Because the first husband before me, all he had was white women. That's all he had. And we were at a white college. I'm black, he black. And we were at a white college. And so we got to study together. And I watched. I watched him. He was a football player. I watched him and all the white girls surrounding him. And I watched all the other football players, all the black ones with their white women. It was very rare for the black football players to be with a black woman. It was very rare. Like I said, in Michigan, it's the culture for black guys, even in high school. It starts early in high school. But as soon as our black boys hit college, you don't see them with no white black girls anymore. It's all white girls. White, 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 white. I mean, they have them stacked deep. And that's again, I dated all 4 of my college years was dating my husband, a football job. And he had white girls swarming around him all the time. But he still married me. He still married me. But I knew the game. I knew how to play to win. I divorced him. I divorced him. I had good reason. Again, I played to win. And so the second husband, an engineer, GM, okay, white women on a whole new level. White women I can't see, you know, but I'm not blind. So, you gotta be ready here in Michigan. So I'm 3 generations prepared for white women in Michigan. I have 7 grandsons, pure, pretty much pure black. As pure black as you can be. And I have a game plan. And my grandsons are not gonna end up like Coach Sharoone Moore. They not. I'm not gonna let these white women get not one red cent from my grandsons. Oh no, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready. And they can marry y'all. They can marry y'all, cheat with y'all, whatever they want with y'all. But you're not getting shit out my grandson. I endured their granddaddies. I endured my own sons that I raised. And my grandson's gonna be ready for y'all white women. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready now. I'm getting them ready now, right now. I'm sharing all these stories and I'm helping them understand right now how to protect their money. But just to prove what I'm saying, look how Papoose and Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields, their relationship is all public and private. Ain't nobody being shot down. Now Clarissa Shields is getting a little heat, but they still talking money. But as soon as a brother is in the same situation with white women, now he got to lose millions and be in jail. But Papoose, Remy Ma, and Clarissa Shields keep winning. Keep winning, y'all. We need to stop acting like brothers don't have multiple women. Stop acting like they don't do that. They do. And the Bible has story after story after story on how to deal with it, where brothers don't have to be stripped and robbed of millions of dollars at the end of the day over some damn sex. It's ridiculous. And I'm tired of it. And I don't want my 7 grandsons to end up like Sharoone Moore or whatever his name is. I protected my husbands from being ripped off from white women. And I protected my sons from being ripped off from white women. And I'm going to protect my 7 grandsons from being ripped off from white, even if I have to be broke. I'm not going to let no brother get robbed, not from the white system, if I have to eat dirt instead. Because I've been watching and studying this for years, since I was a little girl. Even though black men have done me wrong and dirty my whole life, but we come from the same people. And the system is designed to screw us both over. And I'd rather lose every day than watch my brother suffer under white people. And I might get on here and complain about what my husbands did to me, but don't get it twisted. They ain't broke because of white people, not no white woman. Even my husband had left me for a white woman. I had our financial system set up so tight, she ain't getting shit. She ain't much for her to get. And even if she left him, he still got somewhere to live. He gonna still have half of what we ever had. I ain't leave her much room to get nothing but his love. If that's what she wanted, that's all she really got. Because I know how hard we worked to get what little we had. White that stole us, ran off. All you got is love. So enjoy it. But when it comes to my 7 grandsons, I ain't gonna get shit there either. That's how much I love our people. I'll suffer, eat free, and have very little before I let the black men in my life crush up under the white system. If there's anything I can do, and I'm not gonna sleep with another black man, I'm not gonna ever get married again, have sex again, because I gotta stay strong for 7 grandsons. I gotta be their blind spot. And if I'm out here playing games with black men so that they can just run off with more white women, I ain't got time. Put my time. I serve. I gotta stay focused for these 7 grandsons and make sure that my one granddaughter, I got one black granddaughter, she a queen. Or she only 4. She already ready. At 4, you already know she gonna be straight. But I gotta make sure my 7 grandsons that the white men nor white women get. And I might sound crazy, and I'm all right with that. I'm all right with sounding crazy. I'm okay with sounding racist. I'm okay with sounding whatever I sound like. I love being black. I love that I married black men, even though they love white women. I can't control that. It's just where we live. I couldn't control that my black sons white women as much as they do. I couldn't control that. But I was still good to them anyway. Made sure they had the best that I and that their dad would provide. And I'm gonna make sure my 7 grandsons have the best that I can give them based on what their grandfathers provide and their dad. They got their dads in their lives. My seven grandsons, they have 2 black men in their lives. And I'm here supporting that. It ain't always easy. It's not easy, but that's what they got to work with. And this is where we're at. In the background, I'm setting them up in the background where they can endure how it is here in Michigan. I don't want them to put all their effort into being good men, flaws and all. It takes flaws to help to be and build a good man. I'm right here with my grandsons every day, pretty much every day, helping them make little decisions every day. What girl is a good one? What's not? You know, oh, you lied about that. Why? Maybe you should be more honest. And how can you get to being honest about that? You know, just the little stuff. Oh, the other day, my grandsons were robbed. They were out shoveling snow, making money. Some money fell out their pocket, and some Hispanics. We live in a highly Hispanic area, you know, very highly Hispanic populated area here. But, we Black and Hispanics, we live together here. And so some Hispanics decided to, rob my grandson. But this is our neighborhood too. So they went and got their daddy. And they went back and got their money, because we don't play that shit over here. I'm glad my grandson was able to go get their daddy, who grew up over here too, who's born and raised over here. These Hispanics know they his their daddy. When got the daddy, got their money. And I said, next time, call me. I'm only like 2 minutes of a drive. I'm one of them grannies. I will roll up granny to granny. PhD and everything. I don't give a fuck. I got a PhD. I will roll up for my grandsons. I told them, I said, look, I ain't never been arrested. I ain't never been in jail, prison, nothing. I have a clean driving record. I maintained almost a perfect life just so I could take a bullet for you, just so I could go to jail for you. None of y'all got to go to jail. 'Cause I do it for you. They ain't got no granddaddies that'll do it without me. Because I know that they got to survive the Hispanics, they got to survive the white system. And when they're successful, the white women going to be ready. And I'm going to be ready too. We own a home. I'm going to take out in 2026. I'm taking out a 529 college education savings for each one of my grandchildren. I did it for my daughters and and my adopted sons. So I'm gonna do it for my grandchildren. Just build some savings in the background, buy homes, have savings. You know, I'm starting from scratch. Y'all, I've already lived this life before, but when your husbands leave you for the women, you have to start all over again. So starting all over again with my grandson and teaching them how to watch the front of their life and the back of their life. I'm letting them know you got a front of your life, the part that people see, but there's a back that people don't see. You got to keep that clean. And you got to be just as strategic with your back end as you are with your front. So I'm just teaching them old school. I was born and raised in Detroit. So, and I'm going to give my grandsons, all seven of them, every bit of my street teaching, every bit of my PhD. They don't have to go to college if they don't want to, because I'm giving them every bit of my PhD. It's not going to waste. They have the option to be entrepreneurs off the rip, go to college if they want to, both, you know, just like my children, they have the choice. So anyway, let me get off of here. I'm just running my mouth. But at the end of the day, no, I'm not going to let my grandsons turn out like this coach. Mm-mm. And if I have to work on changing marital laws, since two men can get married now, I believe a man should have multiple wives. If this coach could marry both of these white women, then he would be just fine. He wouldn't have to kill one to be with the other in order to keep millions of dollars. Biblically speaking, there's nothing wrong with it. Biblically speaking, we need to change the laws of the land where this man can have both wives and he ain't got to kill no damn body, threaten no damn body. Just marry them both and be in love, and they can keep the kids, you know. But of course, a man gonna want to off somebody if he's about to lose millions of dollars. What the hell? He just want to love both of his white women. What's wrong with that? Let that man have his white women, both of them. He worked hard. He worked hard for his white women. Get him white women to that man. Let him go. Change the law. Let him keep his money. Just like Papoose can have Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields. Why can't this brother have his white wife and his white staffer? Change the laws. Fix the shit. Free that brother. Two men can get married now. Two men can get married now, which I don't have a problem with. Okay. Now let brothers have multiple wives too and keep their millions. Sorry I didn't keep up with the comments, guys. If there were any comments in here that were just way out of pocket, just report it. Thank you so much. I don't have moderators and all that. But I'm not saying that the brother should be going around threatening people. I'm not saying that. But he had millions at stake. He's about to lose everything. People snap, do crazy shit. Yeah, they do. He just want to love. Just want to extend his family. He's in his prime. He's really, I mean, what really has he done wrong? I mean, before it got this bad. It only got this bad because they couldn't figure out how to make it all work. Well, I'm saying legalize the shit. Legalize it. It's not going anywhere. It's the real gameplay. At the end of the day, he got worked for years. Now it's just all taken away because of sex. Come on, y'all. How is that fair? That makes no damn sense. I have seven black grandsons. How can they ever be successful and hold the bag? In Michigan, when as soon as they hit the jackpot, white women gonna be right there waiting to take it. It's not a real threat for black women to take it. Look at Remy Ma and Clarissa. It's no real threat to Papoose. But this brother got white women. Now he got to lose every damn thing. It ain't fair. Not that I'm going around trying to, hype up black men having white women throwing away all these millions at them. I'm not trying to hype that either. But it ain't right. What's happening to these brothers? Over and over and over and over and over after they done made all the millions. Stop them at the gate. Stop them at the gate. Don't throw all this money in their face just to take it away at the end. It says, I agree in principle. Ain't no way I'ma share a woman with another man. He's got some screws loose. But I'm just saying, if it's happening over and over and over and over, the system is depending on it at this point. It's like a guaranteed touchdown. Just guaranteed. Women, okay, there are some women who claim they will never share me. But you're sometimes it's not your choice. Sometimes it is not your choice. If he is not being honest with you, you don't even know you're doing it. And then by the time you find out, you're so financially caught up. You got 4 or 5 kids. It's not always easy the moment you find out someone cheat on you to be over. It can take years before you can undo all that you are caught up in. It can take years. Some people can just walk out the door. Oh, you cheating on me? Boom, it's over. When you didn't have a lot invested. That is easy to walk away from. But from what I understand, his wife had nothing to the nothing to the nothing. She gave up everything. She has nothing to fall back on. So she can sit up there and claim, I ain't gonna share my man all she wants. What's she gonna do? Go straight to the projects? Do you know how hard it is to go from living a millionaire lifestyle down to the projects? I have had to start over twice. I'm 56 starting because a man want additional sex. Want his wife want it. I had to start over twice in the project from the projects. So yeah, I understand why women stay and just share. Just close their legs and be glad they don't have no STD, STI. Close their legs and let their husband go get it. As long as them and the kids are provided for. I was a stay-at-home wife and mom. That's why I stayed. Mhm. That's why I stayed. I didn't feel like it was fair for my kids to have to go from everything to nothing. And then there was no guarantee I was going to be able to get us out the basement. There was no guarantee, especially after I developed suicidal tendencies. I had 5 suicide attempts because my husband was such a creep. Yeah. But once a creep is all up in your house, destroying it, only God can fix it sometimes. Only God. Some women are strong, but most women are not, especially after they have children. Some women can have kids, a bunch of kids, and get up and go to work every day like everything's just fine. But some women cannot do that. There are no cookie cutter women. But again, this is about protecting brothers from being robbed at the end after they didn't put all their work in to craft their career, their craft, their talent, their gifts. It's just not fair to me. And I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong this one. This is just my opinion. I'm tired of seeing it happen. And even though I got hurt and abandoned and abused in the process, I still take pride in knowing that two Black men on my watch didn't get crushed by the system. And I adopted two Black boys, and they were not crushed by the system. And I have 7 grandsons that I have to manage to help build some kind of way not to be crushed by the system as well. Whether the system is the workplace, you know, uh, jail, uh, and white women, when they're successful, as soon as they get successful, as soon as I put in all my work, making sure they go to school, making sure they're not arrested, making sure they get college educated, and then the white women are right there to snatch up all that my work. I gotta go through it again, y'all. I gotta go through it maybe 7 more times. Jesus Christ. Lord help us, Black women. I know Black men don't understand. And they just feel like you just an ugly Black woman and we deserve our preference and just keep doing what y'all do. Well, we have no choice. In order for us to love us, to love ourselves, a part of it is giving birth to you too. And so in order for us to raise ourselves up, we have to raise you up like the wheat and the tear has to be raised up together. The wheat and the tear got to be raised up together. In order for me to live too, I got to raise up the Black man as well, knowing he gonna run off and give everything I raised him with. He gonna run off and give it to the white world. We know this. And we go through it generation after generation after generation. All of our raising, and then they just complain our raising wasn't shit. Well, if our raising wasn't shit to that degree, then how are we all still alive? If everything about me ain't shit, if everything about me as a Black woman, as a Black woman ain't shit, I ain't shit. I can't raise nobody right. I can't do right. I don't talk right. I don't do my hair right. Nothing about me is right. Well, then how are we still here? How am I still here? How are you still here if everything about me ain't shit? Everything about me is wrong. Well, then how are we all still here? How are white people able to steal this man's money after he didn't put all this work in? How was Shannon Sharp able to get shaken down after he didn't put all that work in? He got the shakedown, y'all. Shannon Sharp. Come on. His old ass. Come on. A brother can live his whole life trying to do it the best he can. And at almost in the senior citizen home, they grab a bag. Come on, y'all. Make it make sense. But until brothers want to admit the extent of this and come up with a plan and admit that the women gonna need to help, Black women are gonna help. Black women are needed in helping stop these white people from taking of our damn money. I was able to help my 2 Black husbands from being completely robbed by white people. I was able to help my 2 adopted sons. Now I'm working on my 7 grandsons. And I'm gonna let y'all know how I'm doing. Because there's a lot of Black women like me in Michigan and in other states that are like Michigan, where all we're doing is just raising these Black boys to be successful so white people can come take it. And I'm not foolish enough to say, well, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Because that's not going to change. But what can change is the laws. The laws can change. These contracts can change to accommodate our boys. They know our boys sleep around. They just do at all costs. Our boys will lose the whole bet over some ass. So their contracts need to be written where that won't be a threat. The laws of the land need to accommodate multiple spouses, especially now that two men can be legally married. And you may say, well, what does one got to do with the other? Well, sometimes with a shakedown, you got to negotiate. All right, I'm done talking my crazy shit. I know I'm crazy, y'all. It is medically documented how crazy I am. I need a crazy check. Y'all need to be working on that with me. They won't give me a crazy check. They won't give me a crazy check, but they call me crazy. And I've been in and out of hospitals. My husband made too much money. My husband made too much money for them to give me a crazy check. Well, he divorced me, left me for a white one. You think they'll give me one now? Maybe they'll give me one now. Maybe I've been divorced long enough for them to give me one now. We'll see. Again, you got to work the system the best you can, whether you're up or down. And I ain't too proud. I ain't too proud. I ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing. I already been abandoned. The system already got me. Now, I didn't lose every damn thing, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Because again, you have to have some preparation for this. I've been seeing this coming. Been stuck. Just didn't know the day or the hour. Just because I didn't know the exact day, the exact time, the exact hour, didn't mean I shouldn't have been prepared at all for when the white woman came. If she was gonna come, the white woman was gonna go. She waited until the last hour of my life, tried to take everything. But I was ready, guys. I can't believe I was ready. I was ready for whenever. With a little bit, she couldn't. I mean, he was already entitled to it. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, guys, let me just keep on moving. Y'all be blessed. Click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. But yeah, he's an example. This man here, this coach Sharon Moore, Sharon Moore, is the perfect example to the extent that Black moms that raise successful Black sons, the extent that we got to be on our game to protect our sons' money. Protect your son's money from these white women. See how they be waiting to get that money? Kobe Bryant, it happened to Kobe Bryant. It's just keep happening over and over and over, over and over again. Just look at the books. We all know it. We all been talking about it forever. But we can come up with a plan to stop the system from using white women to take these Black men's money. We got to figure it out. Now they're all in love, have rights to their preference and all that. We understand the Black man's blind spot. We see their blind spot. How can we protect our Black son from their own blind spot, guys? We mothers have to do it. Wives are not going to do it. I happen to be a wife that did it, but I'm just saying, typically wives are not. You know, it's the mother's job to protect her athlete son from white women later on getting all the money. I'm tired of going through it. I'm tired, but not too tired. Not too tired to change laws, fight back. It's going to take the moms. And I'm a grandmother now, grandmother of 7 grandsons. And my oldest grandson is 16. 16. And I know no matter how much I'm explaining all this stuff to him, I know he's a young man. You know, he's a young black man. Just like his grandfathers couldn't resist. He got uncles that couldn't resist. I can't blame him if he can't resist either. But I can still explain to him how the system is set up and let him know what I'm doing to protect him one day, just in case he end up here, just in case. So he's 16 now. So I got like 10 years to get enough laws changed, football, basketball, college contracts and stuff changed. So by the time my grandson is doing something out there, he don't have to be at risk of losing everything to white women over some sex, millions over sex. They won't lose millions over sex with me, black women. Then why should they have to risk losing sex over other groups, losing all their money over sex with other groups of women? Make it make sense. That's because other groups of women, their fathers and grandfathers are the ones that own the business. So we know that. They send their own people in there, get that money. We know that. It's their own daughters, their own granddaughters, friends of the family, all of that. We know this. But we got to come up with a way, guys, to protect these brothers, contracts. We need to change marriage laws. Obama was able to allow 2 men to get married. Well, then, hell, yeah. I think white men should agree to multiple wives by now. I think white men need multiple wives by now if they think they're not having enough babies. If white men are not having enough babies, you know, then they would entertain multiple wives right now. That's the way to go. I know women out here don't like that, but think about it. As much as you don't want to share a man, if that man is paying all your bills, do you really care? And if he's gonna pay all your bills for the rest of your life and you and your kids' life, are you really gonna keep up with any other woman in his life? If you and yours are provided for the rest of y'all's. I'm sharing if that's the conditions. And those who don't want to share, fine, don't. Don't share your man. Don't. Go out there and make it happen for yourself. But for the rest of us who got kids and grandkids and I'm old. And I'm supposed to go out here and hustle at my age after I have provided the way I have for my kids and grandkids all the nurturing and support that I do. No, I'd rather let him have all the wives he wants, long as me and mine got ours. And I think every woman should have the right to choose how she want to be set up. Period. Just like the men choose how they want to be set up. Some men only want one woman, and that's fine. Do that. Ain't nobody stopping you from having one woman. But some men will never have just one woman. Why should they be penalized? Why should there be some financial penalty for men that have multiple wives. Make it make sense, especially since two men can be married now. All right, guys, I'm gone. Click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much.